various studies have been conducted. And these studies, they have linked animal cruelty with child abuse. Now, which of the body in India deals with animal cruelty? It's the Animal Welfare Board of India. And why are we reading about this particular body? Because UPSC in GS paper 2, it highlights statutory, regulatory and various quasi-judicial bodies. Further, a question on Animal Welfare Board of India, it appeared in the prelims of the year 2014. Hence, on similar lines, we have curated a practice question on Animal Welfare Board of India. But before solving this practice question, let us know more about what is this Animal Welfare Board of India. Now, this Animal Welfare Board of India, it is a statutory advisory body. And this body, it was established in the year of 1962 under Section 4 of the Prevention of Animals Cruelty to Animals Act of the year 1916. And this body, it was started under the stewardship of a famous humanitarian who was Srimati Rukmini Arundel. And this body, it functions under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. And the headquarters of this body, it was previously located in Chennai. However, it was shifted to Ballabgarh, which is in Faridabad, Haryana. Now, what are the functions of this body? This particular body, it ensures that animal welfare laws in India, they are diligently followed by various organizations. Further, it also provides grants to animal welfare organizations, in addition to advising Government of India on animal welfare related issues. Now, what is the composition of this body? This body, it consists of 28 members, and in these 28 members, it also includes 6 members who are MPs. Especially 2 members are from Raj Sabha, whereas 4 members are Lok Sabha MPs. And these 28 members, they serve office for a period of 3 years. Now that we know more about Animal Welfare Board of India, let us now solve the practice question. With reference to Animal Welfare Board of India, consider the following statements. The first statement, it is a statutory body under the Wildlife Protection Act, which we know for the fact is an incorrect statement because it was created under the Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals Act of the year 1960. The second statement, it says that it is an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Environment and Forest, which again is incorrect because this body, it functions under Ministry of Dairying and Animal Husbandry. Now the third statement, it says that the board, it consists of members from Lok Sabha only. And this third statement is again incorrect because it consists of 28 members, which includes 2 members from Raj Sabha as well as 4 members from Lok Sabha. Now, how many of the given above statements are incorrect? As we can conclude, all 3 statements are incorrect, hence option C is the right answer. Whereas the PYQ is concerned, option B was the right answer. With this, let us move to the second article of the day, which appeared in page 10 of the Hindu newspaper. Now, a special bench of Supreme Court, it is hearing cases related to amendments on the Money Laundering Act, which is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act of the year 2002. And this particular amendment act, it was amended by Finance Act of the year 2019. Now, what are the various provisions of this act and why are we reading this particular topic? It is because UPSC in GS paper 3, it specifically highlights money laundering and its prevention. And this law, it was enacted specially to prevent the instances of money laundering. Further, various other important acts such as Gram Nyaya Act, it was asked by the UPSC in the prelims of the year 2016. Hence, various acts, they are important from prelims point of view, and therefore we have created or curated this practice question on PMLA. But before solving this practice question, let us know what were the recent amendments that were done to this PMLA Act. Now, the significant amendments that was done in this PMLA Act, it included explanation in the section 3 of this act. As this section, it was an explanation, it was inserted into the section 3, which provided for persons who shall be guilty of money laundering if they were involved in concealment, possession, acquisition, or use of property, or projecting the use of a property as an untainted property. Hence, if the people they are involved in these kind of activities with relation to a tainted property, then they will be prosecuted under this PMLA Act. Further, people who enjoy proceeds of crime, the definition of this proceeds of crime, it was expanded by this particular amendment. Further, as long as people they are guilty of this enjoying the proceeds of crime, they will be prosecuted under this PMLA Act. Further, the nature of the offences under this PMLA Act, it was made cognizable and non-bailable in nature, which again has been highlighted as a very stringent procedure. Also, the burden of proof on this particular kind of cases, it now has been shifted on the accused, and the accused it is not presumed innocent until proven otherwise. Further, it also broadens the section 17 and 18 of the act, and it provides that no FIR is needed in case a law enforcement agency needed to arrest a person in allegations of prevention of money laundering. Now that we have discussed the amendments, let us now solve the practice question. With reference to Prevention of Money Laundering Act, consider the following statements. The first statement, it says that the arrest under this act can be made in absence of first information report. Now that we have understood that this amendment, it broadened the section 17 and 18, thereby making the first statement correct, as there is no need for an FIR to arrest a person who is accused of money laundering. Now, the second statement, it says that under this particular act, the burden of proof of innocence, it lies with the prosecution, which we know for the fact is an incorrect statement, because with the recent amendment, the burden to prove your innocence has been shifted to the accused himself or herself. Now, which of the statements given above are correct? And from the above discussion, we can conclude only statement 1 is correct, thereby option A is the right answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, here the correct answer was option B. Now let us move to the third article of the day, which appeared in the Science and Tech section, which is the last page of the Hindu newspaper. Now in this article, it reports that the COP28, it will be held in the city of Dubai. And in this particular meeting of UNFCCC, the focus will be on greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide as well as methane. As these greenhouse gases, they have a significant global warming potential. Now, why are we discussing this particular question? It is because UPSC in prelims of 2019 asked question related to important gases. Hence, we have curated a similar practice question on methane. But before solving this question, let us know more about what is this methane gas. Now, this methane gas, it is a colorless, odorless gas which is flammable in nature. Now, our atmosphere, it is abundant with this particular methane, and it acts as a greenhouse gas which contributes to increase in global warming. And this particular gas, it is the second largest contributor to climate change, and it accounts for about 16% of global warming. Now this methane, it resides in the atmosphere for a period of 12 years, which you can see is somewhat less than carbon dioxide, which can stay in the atmosphere for up to 200 years. Whereas on the other hand, the global warming potential of methane, it is 21 times more than that of carbon dioxide. For example, for every ton of methane that is in atmosphere, it creates 21 times more global warming than a ton of carbon dioxide. Now, what are the sources of methane emission in the country or in the entire globe? Now, 60% of total methane that exists in atmosphere, it has been emitted due to human activity. And in this human activity, agriculture, it is the largest or biggest emitter of methane. Whereas on the other hand, energy sector, especially the coal, oil and gas sector, it is the second largest emitter of methane. Also, household waste, which are there in the atmosphere, it also emits methane and it also a significant contributor for worldwide methane emissions. Now that we know more about methane, let us now solve the practice question. The first statement of this practice question, it states that the global warming potential of CO2 it is higher than that of methane. Now, as I have already highlighted, the global warming potential of methane is 21 times more than that of CO2. Hence, this statement is incorrect. The second statement, it says that the methane gas, it stays in the atmosphere for a longer duration than that of CO2. Now that I've already highlighted, that methane, it stays in the atmosphere for about 12 years, whereas on the other hand, CO2, it can stay in the atmosphere for up to 200 years. Therefore, the lifetime of methane, it is less than that of CO2, which makes second statement also incorrect. Now the third statement, it says that the energy sector, it is the largest source of anthropogenic methane emissions. Now, as I've already highlighted, it is the agriculture sector which is the largest emitter of methane, and energy sector, it is the second largest emitter and not the largest emitter. Therefore, third statement is also incorrect. Now this question, it asks us to identify how many statements given above are correct. As we can safely say, none of the statements given above are correct. Therefore, option D is the right answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, here also option D was the correct answer. Now let us move to the last prelim centric article of the day, which appeared in IE or Indian Express explained section. Now this article, it highlights that Ghol fish has been declared as a state fish for the state of Gujarat. As Gujarat, it is one of the India's largest exporter of fish. As in the year of 2021 and 22, Gujarat total fish production was estimated about 8.74 lakh tons, which was about rupees 11.222,000 crores, lakh crores, crores. Now, out of this total production, Gujarat, it exported fish worth 2.3 lakh tons, which amounted for about rupees 5,233 crores. Hence, any fish, it is important from the state economy's perspective. And why are we dealing with this article? Because important species, be it plants or animals, they have been asked by UPSC before, especially in the year of 2016, where you can find a question on red sanders. Hence, in similar fashion, we have curated a question on black spotted croaker, which is an official name of this Ghol fish. But before solving this question, let us know more about this Ghol fish. Now, the IUCN status of this fish, it is stated as a near threatened species. Now, this fish, it is primarily used for two purposes. First, it is an important delicacy item because it has a taste. Hence, this item, it is in great demand, especially in Middle Eastern markets as well as European markets. Further, this fish, especially its air bladder, it is used for medicinal purposes and it is in high demand in Asian countries like China, Hong Kong, as well as other important Asian nations. Now, the distribution or habitat of this species, it is specially located in the Indo-Pacific region, which stretches right from the Persian Gulf in the east into the Pacific Ocean in the west. Whereas the north-south is concerned, it can be found as long as Japan in the north as well as North Australia in the south. And this fish, it can be found in the coastal waters, especially up till the depth of 60 meters. Further, this fish, it can also occasionally travel into estuaries as well as other tidal waters. Now, why government of Gujarat, it has declared this fish as a state fish? And it is because of three important properties. The first, that this fish is unique, which is not easily available. Hence, the catch of this fish, it is quite difficult in nature. Further, as I have already highlighted, this fish has a huge economic value because it has been in high demand in markets of Middle East, European, as well as other Asian nations. Further, government of Gujarat, it also wants to conserve and preserve this kind of species. Hence, it has declared this kind of a fish, that is black spotted croaker, as a state fish of Gujarat. Now that we know more about this fish and its enormous size, we can now discuss the practice question. With reference to black spotted croaker, consider the following statements. The first statement, it is listed as an endangered species on the IUCN Red List, which we know for the fact is incorrect because this fish, it is listed as a near threatened species. The second statement, it states that fish of this kind, it is usually found in deep ocean waters, which again is incorrect because these kind of fish, they are found in shallow coastal waters. Hence, which of the above statement given above are correct, and which from the above discussion we can conclude that option D is the right answer. Whereas PYQ is concerned, here option A was the correct answer.